January 28th. It's 9:22 in the morning. I'm just rolling out of bed. I slept as much as possible just because another night at 3 o'clock to the morning doing editing. So today's my goal I'm setting before me is to do less videotaping while I'm on the road. That way I have less material to sort through at the end of the day, and see that helps me speed up the process. Also, I try and start earlier, but that's sometimes it's just hard. Like yesterday was hard. I thought I would be able to start earlier, but I misgauged the distances, so I ended up pedaling for longer than I thought. Anyway, I'm just going to get out and start going south. My goal is to go towards Namzing. Namzing, I'm putting the spelling here. I had to look it up. The D is pronounced like a Z in Vietnamese. So at least I'm learning now not to butcher the words as much, at least with the help of Professor Google. And anyway, my goal is just to get on the D354, and I'm going to head towards the Golden Moon Hotel, which is 43 kilometers away. As I go south, it's got hotels, cheap hotels get more sparse. There's a lot less of them, so it looks like camping's in my future. So, but that's cool. That's why I carry around my Hennessy hammock, and I haven't been able. I've used the tarp to it, but since being here, but I have not actually strung up the hammock itself. So I kind of look forward to doing at least some night camping. It has been cold though. So anyway, that's it. Just get on and go, and try and knock out 43 kilometers today and get there because it is, I think it's a $10 hotel private room. So I said it's about the top of my limit of what I'm comfortable paying, but hit the road. So right across the street from the basic homestead right there is a great little spot for very cheap that you can get awesome soup. We're gonna have some pho right before hitting the road. Looks like it's 10 o'clock, late start, but this way I'll hit the road filled and ready to go. So
talked to that guy back there. Well, I didn't really talk. He didn't know English. I didn't know Vietnamese, but he was telling me that's not a shrine that was back there. It was a scholar, a great scholar of theirs. Thank goodness for translating. So people can communicate when they don't know the other person. Nice. Are you on one side? He was just pointing me the direction through the maze. I looked on Google Maps. It was a left, right, left, right. But yeah, it's nice to have local people. Hey, it's going on 2 o'clock right now. It's about 10 minutes before 2, and I'm just stopping and having a wake up 247. This is an interesting drink. It's like a sweet carbonated coffee, and it's really good, man. I haven't tried egg coffee yet. I heard that's like when I did try and order egg coffee, they're like, no more egg coffee. I was like, oh well, because I heard it was from another traveler. He was like, yeah, it's awesome. It doesn't sound awesome, but I guess it is. So I'm gonna try an egg coffee. So I'm back to my daily routine here. I got my come on, grapefruit. Yeah, and I'm just sitting having a break. And I was rambling on about a story about my past, and I realized, oh, it's not recording me. I'm good because what I was actually talking, I was like, nah, yeah, I would probably not put it in anyway. But I was talking about kind of the reason I became like a hobo. Well, a hobo. Um, it was a process, I think, that started with me skateboarding. Uh, and started with my skateboarding. Skateboarding is awesome. Skateboarding is very, very awesome. I was a very shy kid when I was growing up, and I was very, very awkward shy. Like I remember, um, I remember I got held back in kindergarten because I cried every day. I was and my teacher thought I wasn't mentally prepared for the first grade. I mean, it wasn't that I wasn't smart enough. It was the fact that I wasn't emotionally stable enough of a child. It's just I missed my parents. That's all it was. I mean, it was a scary new thing to me. But I was, I'm, I'm uncomfortable around people sometimes. I'm a bit of an introvert, but I do have social batteries. They wear out. Um, but it was from that skateboarding that I got the benefit of friendships, and girls started liking me, and it made me feel good. It was like an ego boost. You know, it made a person that was uncertain about themselves and that was awkward, uh, around other people, to actually become a social creature like we should be. And it just felt so nice to get attention. I mean, my parents gave me attention, nonetheless. It was a loving family and all that I come from, but it was to get attention from girls was crazy. To have friends that were real good friends because we spent all our time skateboarding and stuff. And then you get good at it, and it feels good to have people look up to you and stuff like that, and want to be like you and different things like this. And then it's nice to want to be like someone else, like Tony Hawk and Elvis and all these other skateboarders that were, I used to look up to as a kid, getting better and better, trying to catch up to them. You never can catch up to them. But when I say it is, getting better and better, we start to get recognized and you start becoming part of the circles that they're part of the circles of. And it was just such an awesome trip that concept of, coming from Generation X and stuff, of rebel against the system and stuff like that. We're caused a lot of us to go into, well, construction work. I did a lot of construction work and stuff. But when I did have to eventually go in the work world because I blew out my knee, and that kind of, that shattered any dreams about doing any type of professional skateboarding, um, and getting sponsors and stuff. This is before X came. Uh, but I went into the casino world because I figured, well, the casino is not a normal job, right? It's odd, it's strange, So I went in that and became a dealer, which became a craps dealer, which became a pit boss. It was it's what I did, but that's when that shy inner person started really cringing, really going, like all the bells and the people around all the time. Just it became too much. It became too much stress and stuff. And my way of getting away from it was constantly going back to the hobo, which I've done off and on since I was 17. But I go into the work world, back into the hobo, back into the work world, and eventually I just had to decide. It was like, what am I? Am I a hobo, or am I a working man? And I decided, well, with work you have the false security of, well, you have a false security. You really do. You have a house above your head, a roof above your head. You have a car. You usually have a fiance or whatever. And but you have bills. You have bills and bills. So you're always working to pay off those bills. So you lose your freedom. You lose all types of freedom. The other way is to lose that security of the house. Lose that security of the car. Because you cannot have bills and be a homeless traveler. I mean, your only bill that you should have is maybe a phone bill, because that pays itself off in spades. But to make a long story longer, um, I decided I'd prefer to have my freedom, and that's what you gain from being a homeless traveler, is that you lose your security, but you regain your freedom. And freedom is a beautiful thing, especially if you come from high stress, high anxiety, you know, um, introvert or whatever, going out and just traveling everywhere is there's nothing better, And I'm not talking about just being homeless in a city. There's a difference between traveling and being homeless in a city. The people who are homeless in the city is usually just drug addicts, drunks, or some type of mental illness to a certain degree. If it was just down on your luck, well, down on your luck you can get out of. It's not hard to get out of down on your luck. It's the people that just lose hope and don't want to get back out. But then there's people like me that choose this lifestyle and and wants to do this. Doesn't want to be a part of the work world. But to do it, first start with no bills, and then you got to form your life around living with very little money. And so when you do work and you do save up your money, all that money can go a long ways because you know how not to spend it. But anyway, I'll cut it off there. That's 7 minutes. I'm not going to go any farther than that. I'm not even sure if I'll use this. Anyway, hasta la bye bye. So Google Maps taking the walking route instead compared to the scooter route. You end up being on way more scenic routes. I mean, scenic roads and stuff instead of the main ones. Motorcycle, scooter is the option they give you here. I think in the States it gives you a bicycle option. There's just not a bicycle option here in Vietnam. Motorcycle, car, and pedestrian. So pedestrian is the best one to use for more scenic routes. I wish it was just like this all the time. I know the videotapes are really bouncy because of my new bicycle mount I just bought. I mean, take advantage of the street vendor, only had one of them. He said, I know of. You'd have more of this vehicle. $4.85. It was brand new. That thing's a work. And the earbuds seem to actually record pretty well too. I just listened to my ramblings a second ago, and that was with my earbuds in, so the earbuds were actually recording the audio, and it seemed to turn out a lot better. So I'm stoked about those earbuds. And they were cheap too, like $12. I mean, compared to the States where everything's like, cheap set would be $30 in the United States. The dollar definitely goes for more out here. How are you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, how are you?
No.
No. At least you know hello and no. Yeah, thank you. Thank you is a good one. Yes, thank you. It's I know. Go on. No, come on, and xin chào. That's say hello. Hello. Their mom told them to come out and practice their English. That's funny. That's a beautiful little spot. Look at this. Nice. Yeah, I just had to get off and film this for a minute. Yeah, I came up the rice fields right there. Saw this spot, I wanted to hop off and just videotape it real quick. My name is Daniel. What is your name? You guy? Nice. Good name. Good. Okay, I made it to the Golden Moon Hotel. It is 3:35 right now. And I just looked up on Booking.com. 22 more kilometers down this way is some cheaper hotels and stuff like that, like $9. This one's $11, and I still want to push a little bit harder. I think I've put in enough kilometers today. So I'm just going to keep pushing forward And yeah, check out. I'll post the name of the town right about here, right about now. Anyway, I'm pushing forward 22 kilometers. I'll get there probably by. I'll get there before dark. Never can film it better by hand. I think that thing's shaking too much. No. A nice little place. The beast got me to my destiny. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful little spot. And believe it or not, I pan over. This one right here, I do believe is my hotel. I got for $6.58. I got a private room with a balcony. So I mean, hell, that's some good deals. It was through Ogoda this time. I don't usually like using them as much as Booking, just because Booking's way more honest on their pricing. Ogoda, you have to do math. But yeah, it's cool. Just came down that road that he's actually going down. And yeah, it's a nice little spot. So I'm gonna go check into my room. So I made it 60 kilometers plus, and yeah, now that I'll start piecing this video together. And yeah, I just kept. I'm glad that I kept pushing, that I didn't stay at 40, and I just pushed through to over here. Cheaper room, nicer place. Yeah, sounds good. So I think this will be my closing remarks. So I didn't do much filming today because I wanted to keep it. One, I want to make more miles, more kilometers, and two, I want to not have so much material at the end of the day. Oh, it feels so good to be done. And I'm gonna go check out my hostel or my hotel over there. So, good night, y'all, and I'll see who I see tomorrow. Peace.